Ladies and gentlemen, if you take your seats, we'll start the Treasurer Soil and Water Conservation Forum.
Good evening and welcome back, or welcome for those who are just tuning in to our Women's Division of the Chamber's 2023 Candidate Forum. My name is Amanda Newens and it's my pleasure to serve as the President of the Chamber for 2023. The Women's Division is a nonprofit, nonpartisan, member-driven organization comprised of women of all areas of business, community, and education. I would like to invite all of the women to attend our next monthly meeting on October 25th at 6 p.m. at Town Hall at 137 Mount Pleasant Road. For more information, please find us on Facebook, or you can email us at womensdivisionchamber@gmail.com. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all those who have generously helped make this event possible: Heath Covey and the Chesapeake Public Communications Department, as well as our Candidate Forum Committee. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Tanya Gill, one of our Women's Division members, who is going to review the rules and procedures for this evening.
Good evening again, and welcome to those who have just joined us. I'm here to share the format for our candidate who will be coming up for treasurer. I would also like to share with you that all of the questions that you'll hear today have been vetted by the Women's Division. And today's moderator will be Ms. Lisa Dixon, Ms. Nancy Parr, and Jolie Shea. Thank you, ladies. Our candidate will have 2 minutes to give an introduction, and then 2 minutes to answer 3 questions. We ask that you be mindful of your time. We do have a timekeeper, Ms. Kimberly Hobbs, that's sitting in the back of the room. If she puts up a yellow card, that means you have 30 seconds. If she puts up a red card, that means you have 15. And if you hear the bell, that means it's time to sit down. Followed by our treasurer, we will have remarks from our soil and water candidates. I would ask that if you have not already, please silence any cell phones or electronic devices out of respect for the candidates as they speak. I will now pass over the torch to Dr. Patricia King, who will introduce our candidates.
We'd like to welcome Mr. Benson White. Ben, for treasurer, please come up, select your questions, and introduce yourself. Thank you, Ben. One more. Thank you. Let's pick a good one.
Thank you, Dr. King. Are we ready? Timekeeper? Thank you. First, I'd like to thank the Women's Division for the opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Ben White. I'm your candidate for City Treasurer. I am going to tell you a bit about myself, talk to you about my experience and why it makes me uniquely qualified to be the next City Treasurer, and talk to you about my vision for what the Treasurer's Office can and should be here in Chesapeake. So first, I'm born and raised here in the city of Chesapeake, a product of Chesapeake Public Schools, graduated from Indian River High School, went on to further my education at Virginia Wesleyan, where I played college baseball and earned a degree in management, business, and economics with a concentration in accounting. Upon graduating, I started a career here with the city of Chesapeake. I've now got 32 years of public service here to the city, and I expect to continue that for some time. I'm currently the Deputy Director of Economic Development, where I lead a team of professionals in bringing new jobs to our city for our citizens and new business investment to grow the tax base for our city. Prior to being in economic development, I was the Deputy City Treasurer, where I led a team of 18 in all the facets and functions of the Treasurer's office, so I'm very familiar with that office. I look forward to returning. In addition to that, I've held positions as the Public Utility Accountant, had oversight for all of the accounting and finance functions there. So my vision for the Treasurer's office going forward, I've got a lot of experience, but most importantly, I have proven leadership experience and experience building teams that are high performing and provide outstanding customer service. We'll do that in the Treasurer's office. We'll modernize the billing system. We'll provide additional options for taxpayers so that it's easy for them to make their payments, and we'll restore credit to the Treasurer's office and trust in the Treasurer's office. And with that, I look forward to your questions.
How will you address the timely mailing of tax bills?
Yeah, there's two parts to that answer. Thank you for the question. First, we need to begin to modernize the tax billing system, and that is to migrate the current data management system from the existing mainframe system that's antiquated and doesn't have the same efficiencies or security in place. So moving that onto a more robust and more modern COT system, which is a commercial off-the-shelf system, will provide the additional security and efficiency. The other idea I would like to implement is outsourcing the billing process so that we're not counting on an antiquated billing machine that's in-house and in-house printing and purchase of the envelopes and such and management of all of that. If we can outsource that to a vendor, much the way that other communities, cities, towns, and counties across the state are doing, which are best practices, we'll implement those initiatives as well and make sure we get you your bills on time.
How can the Treasurer's office provide higher service levels to citizens?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for a period of time. Unfortunately, we've got 42 budgeted positions in the department, and about half of those are vacant at this time. So the first and most important thing will be to build out an outstanding team that can provide customer service. We've got great people in place, but only half of the staff is in place. So we want to build out a team and give them the tools they need to provide excellent customer service. And that's, as I mentioned, modernizing the billing system. Also, I'd like to take a look at security, both cybersecurity as well as security of the facilities. Implement some of the suggestions that have been made across the city for improvement of safety, as well as implementing and upgrading the old billing system, which provides cybersecurity protection, and then protecting the facilities to make sure we have the best security practices in place to protect, one, the staff that we have, and two, the citizens. Thank you.
Are there any current functions that you believe the Treasurer's office should not be doing?
I don't believe there are any current functions the Treasurer's office should not be doing. What the manager and city council have seen fit to do is remove things that are not constitutionally a requirement of the Treasurer's office. As I mentioned, I want to build out a team that provides excellent customer service. I want to provide you your bills on time and give you easy options to make your tax payments. And most importantly, return the Treasurer to being a place that you have confidence in and that you have trust in. So we'll do that. And those are all the constitutional responsibilities of the office, and we'll do those very well going forward. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you for your responses. And we would now like to invite you to make a 2-minute closing remark.
Thank you. So first, I've been asked a question quite often through the firehouse primary and even into this special election. Why do I want to be city treasurer? I believe I can make a difference in the office, and that's why I want to do that. I know with the team that we have in place, we can make the improvements that I've described here tonight, and we can restore the office to being a trusted department in the city, and that's what we plan to do. The one last thing that's very important to me to do tonight is recognize my family that's here. My wife of 31 years, Robin, is here, and she's got her own long history of public service with the city, 33 years as a school teacher. We have 2 adult children. My son Taylor is here with his fiance Alexis. Her name's Lexi, but I call her Alexis. So. And then my daughter Hannah is here with her fiance Aaron. So I just want to thank them publicly for all of their support during the firehouse primary. The last 4 months has been a lot of work for all of us, and I appreciate you for your love and support. So thank you. And last, I'm going to leave you with one request, and that's that you will vote for me between now and November 4th or on November 7th. And I thank you for your support, and I look forward to being your next city treasurer. So thank you.
This concludes the forum for the candidates for the position of city treasurer for the city of Chesapeake. We are doing something a little different here at the end. Have invited our district directors for the Virginia Dare Soil and Water Conservation District to come and present to you. There's not a fishbowl for them, but we've invited them to come tonight and to provide an introduction to you. So we've given each of them 2 minutes to address you and give them a chance to introduce themselves to you. So first, I would like to call to the podium Blazin Buckshot Bloom.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Blazin Buckshot Bloom, and yes, that's my full name since birth. Always had it and don't plan on changing it. I'm currently a student at Old Dominion University, finishing a degree in ocean and earth science. If you don't know, ODU is an R1 institution, a research level 1, as in we do some of the most research of any institution in the country. That is our thing. And as part of my degree, I've been proud to be part of some of that research, advising governments locally and abroad, including in places such as Grenada. So that leads me to why am I running? Because I have this unique perspective in academia, in research, and as a young person who looks at things differently than people 20, 40 years ago. I think one of the first things we should look at is expanding our Virginia Conservation Assistance Program. We currently get funding through the state, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't look for new additional sources through state and federal grants to expand the amount of people we can work with and hire more staff to ensure we can close the current gap we have in applicants that have to wait upwards of 6 months. But more so, to partner with community organizations, civic leagues, churches, to address needs in the community, to ensure our farmers have a good ecosystem, a healthy watershed to lean on, but that our communities, even as far north, bordering Norfolk and Portsmouth, don't have to deal with issues such as nuisance flooding that we have as a low-lying coastal area. But more so, using this young perspective to bring in new, diverse farmers from across our city, from all walks of life, to enter a profession that is dying out. That is why we have so much overdevelopment, because farmers don't have anyone to pass it on to. So providing mentorship, support applying for grants, and support bringing in agrotourist opportunities. So I humbly ask for your vote on November 7th or before. Make sure you flip the ballot where Soil and Water is located, and I ask you to vote for something more by voting for Blazin Buckshot Bloom.
And our next candidate is Lawrence Mason.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lawrence Mason, and first I want to thank the Women's Division for this opportunity to come speak with everyone tonight, everyone that's here tonight, as well as everyone joining virtually or watching later. I'm a Navy veteran. I spent 10 years in the United States Navy, all of it stationed right here in Hampton Roads. So I have had a firsthand experience to some of the environmental conservation issues we experience in Chesapeake on a daily basis. And because of that, because of my service as a firefighter and a first responder still here in Chesapeake, along with my loving wife, Cheryl, who's also a Navy sailor, could not be here tonight. She's actually at home with my 18-month-old son, Jameson. It's because of my experiences, and it's because of my love of this city, and it's because I want this city to continue to prosper, for my family to grow in, that I firmly believe in engaging in conservative conservationalism, protecting our natural resources so that way they can continue to work for us in the future. I want to grow our agricultural and agritourism industries, both through using best practices in farming, industry standards for protecting those natural resources, ensuring our small business and hobby farmers in Chesapeake and throughout Virginia have a standard set for them to ensure their economic revenue is sustained, while also exploring new opportunities in agritourism, something we have seen take off exponentially throughout Virginia and throughout the nation over the last few years. I want to strengthen our education and outreach programs, utilizing public information resources to strengthen engagement with state programs that we have access to, and I want to really enhance the stakeholder relationships that we all need to be a part of, not just to ensure our natural resources are conserved and protected, but ensure that our citizens are engaged. I thank you for your time. I humbly ask for your vote, either now, up until November 4th, or on November 7th on Election Day, absentee, early, or in person. I'm Lawrence Mason, and I hope to have your vote for Soil and Water Conservation Director. Thank you.
And our next candidate is Vicki Green.
Tall guys. So I'm Vicki Green. I'm running for election to my third term as a Soil and Water Director here with the Virginia Dare Soil and Water District. Now, this is that thing all the way at the end of your ballot that you never knew quite what it was. Actually, about 10 years ago, Donald Duck won, and because nobody else knew, and there was a write-in campaign for Donald Duck. So that's a true story, unfortunately. But we do important work in the Soil and Water District. We, for Virginia and for Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, there's a combination of elected and appointed directors who oversee the distribution of about $1 million in cost share funds to Chesapeake and Virginia Beach. Supports our farmers. Traditionally, it was started to support farmers in the 30s, and now it's expanded to have programs which support urban and suburban users of best practices, where those can be funded up to 75% with cost share money. Now, we have a small staff, but we have an excellent record of working really well with our partners at NRCS, the federal folks, and the state extension, where we won a National Teamwork Award year before last for the projects we were doing as a team. So we've leveraged a small staff into having the biggest impact that we can. Now, there's always more that we can do in putting these best practices on the ground. I've lived here in Chesapeake since '91 when I moved here with my husband, Dr. Sam Selden. We raised our kids. I've been active in environmental causes in Chesapeake for the last 25 years. I'm the Master Gardener, the Chesapeake Master Gardener, who's been with the longest active participation. I was since 1996. That's a wonderful organization. And I have a master's degree in public administration and a master's degree in horticulture. And please vote for Vicki Green for Soil and Water District now until November, the election in November. Thanks very much.
For those of you that would like to learn more about our Soil and Water Conservation District Directors, please visit the Women's Division of the Chamber of Commerce Chesapeake's Facebook page. There you will find online introductions for all 4 of the candidates for the district director, as well as introductions for many of the candidates from the offices that you've seen tonight. This concludes our candidates forum, and videos will be available online for tonight's forums for the candidates for each office, and will be played periodically on Channel 48. Thank you all. Thank you to all the candidates for participating, and to the City of Chesapeake Public Communications Department for broadcasting our forum. On behalf of the Women's Division of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce, Chesapeake, thank you for joining us, and good night. Would the candidates that just spoke please come down to the front and allow us to take your photograph, please?